Hey there. Just hoping everybody can hear me. Maybe just let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. Hey Jenna, awesome. So you can hear me okay, I'm guessing? Awesome, amazing. All right. Amazing. All right, so just while we get everybody gets connected and gets online, we're just going to do a couple of introductions here. So welcome, thanks for joining us today for this fun broadcast with TA and Frigidaire. So my name's Kara. I work in product education here at Electrolux Appliances, and this is Megan, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hey everyone, I'm Meg. I'm on the marketing team here at Electrolux Frigidaire Canada. And here at Frigidaire, we really put the consumer first at everything that we do. And especially when it comes to product design, we want to make sure that we put helpful innovations within reach of everyday families. And our goal is to really make life easier for our consumers and help you thrive every day. And we really want you to get back to what matters most. And that's all those special family moments, both big and small.
Awesome. So that's a really great lead in, because speaking of helpful innovations, we are going to be walking you through one of my favorites, actually one of Frigidaire's favorites, which is induction cooking. We love induction cooking here at Frigidaire. So induction cooking has been around for some time now. It's really been gaining mainstream consideration across North America in the last couple of decades. So it's not new innovation, it's just innovation that's really gaining momentum in North America. So with models that are more cost and energy efficient than ever, now is a really great time to experience all the benefits of induction cooking and everything that it has to offer. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to show you all the great benefits of induction through some really fun little demos, have a little conversation we're going to show you as we go along here. So just some stuff. If you're loving this presentation, give us some love up in the at the top of your screen. You can share some love for the presentation. We would love that. If you like what you're seeing, definitely let us know. And then also just drop in any of your questions into the chat. Meg's going to monitor the chat here for us, and we'll get to interact and give you some responses to those questions. So let's talk about induction and how it works. So I'm going to try not to be super technical here, and explain how induction works. So how does it work? So a copper coil is underneath the cooking surface, and it creates an electromagnetic field when electricity passes through it. So once a metallic based pan is placed on top, the energy goes through it, causing the iron atoms in the cookware to vibrate and produce heat. So the higher the vibration, the higher the heat. The lower the vibration, the lower the heat. So that's just a really quick explanation of how that induction works. So because induction doesn't use a traditional outside heat source, the cooking surface itself isn't heated in the process, so which makes induction cooking more efficient than traditional gas and electric, because no heat energy is lost. So I'm going to show you all those things as we go through. But essentially, on an electric and a gas cooktop, there is a lot of wasted energy during that process, because the energy is going around the pan to heat the pan versus heating the pan directly. So hopefully that makes sense as far as the energy goes. So the first benefit, and probably the one that most people know the most about with induction, is the first benefit of induction is how fast it is, amazingly fast. Because the heat, like I said, is transferred directly into your cookware through electromagnetism, that means your food will begin to heat immediately, allowing you to prepare your meal more quickly. So induction boils faster than a gas or electric cooktop. So to help explain the benefits of induction, Meg and I are going to have a little race. So we have the same pots. You can see we have the same pots here. Oh yes. So we'll just show you. So if a magnet touches, or we'll go into a little bit more about this later, but as long as a magnet touches or can stick to the surface of your pan, it's good for induction. So we both have the exact same pan, okay? And so we also both have a bottle of room temperature water. So I have a Frigidaire Gallery induction cooktop. Meg has a Frigidaire electric cooktop. And we're gonna see whose water boils faster. But I'm gonna give Meg a head start. So,
Okay. I'm gonna put my element on high right away. Just gonna do that right now. I can already feel the radiant cooktop starting to heat up. Got my pot on there, and I'm gonna put my water in right now. Okay, so it's 12:35 right now. We're gonna see how long this is gonna take to boil.
okay, so, and I'm gonna just do the same here. I'm gonna pour the same amount of water into my pot. So Meg's already got hers turned on. It's in the highest setting, okay? And I'm going to turn this on. So we just need to power on the cooktop and turn it on to the highest setting. So while we get this started, here's my prediction. I already know mine's gonna boil faster than Meg's is. We already know that. So we know that a quart of tepid water boiled in an 8-inch diameter pot, induction takes only 90 seconds to bring the water to a roaring boil compared to gas, which takes about 5 minutes and 48 seconds, and electric at 7 minutes and 21 seconds. So think about all the things you can do with that extra time you're gonna save. Think about how much that time is going to add up with each meal you prepare, leaving you with more time to spend with your family or just to make your day that much easier. So, while this is going on here, actually I'm gonna get Meg to maybe move the camera over top of this boiling water here, because you can already see, actually you can probably hopefully already see some of the steam rising out of this pot. And you can already see the bubbles, the heat boiling up. So this is already coming to a really rapid boil here in record time. And you can see Meg's is still pretty cold. I can touch it. I would not want to touch that water that's already at a full rapid boil. And so we'll just let this one keep going here. Awesome. Okay, so the next benefit on induction is the precision temperature control. So induction makes it really easy to create delicious, memorable meals with its precise temperature control and even heat, which reduces those hot spots so you can get consistent, repeatable results every time you use that element. So you can sear steaks, you can melt chocolate and simmer sauces with that precise temperature control and the even heating of induction. So you can see this pot's at a rapid boil. Now if this was an electric cooktop and I was going to try to get it down to a low simmer, it's gonna take some time to get there. But I'm just gonna show you that on this, I can actually, I'll get Meg to show the camera again, but I've actually just taken this down to a simmer and you can see it was immediate that it went down to that lower temperature. Okay, so imagine if you're, needing something at a rapid boil and then you want to bring it down to that simmer. So really great, great benefit of induction here as well. Okay, so the next benefit, so we're starting to see a little steam happening over here with Meg's pot. So the next benefit is auto sizing pan detection. So induction automatically detects the size of your pan, whether it being a small, medium, or large pot. So just to demo, I'm going to just move this one over here. We'll come back to that in a quick second. But just to demo how it will only heat what is on the surface, okay? So it's only going to heat what's the actual pan. So I'm going to just show you like a little demo here that shows you that it only heats the pan and not the element, okay? So I'm gonna turn that on and I'll just put it on 4, which is a nice kind of a low temperature, but we'll show the demo. So I'm gonna just put some chocolate onto the pan here, and I'm gonna put some on the cooktop as well, okay? And so I'll just let that, oh, you see some action over here with Meg's pot. All right. Okay, so this is, there we go. I'll maybe just turn it up a wee bit. Okay, so let's see here. There we go. Just needed to give it a little boost in temperature to show this demo. So here we go. So you can already see, if you can sneak in there a little bit closer, you can see those chocolates are already melting in the pan, okay? But you can see these are not melting at all, okay? So it shows how that auto pan sizing detection, and also how it does demo how it's only heating the pan, that the pan essentially becomes the cooking vessel. It's not the cooktop at all, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if we have any questions. Thanks, Meg. In the chat, but we'll check. So another benefit of induction, just as we're going through here, is the surface, is the safety aspect of induction. So the surface of induction only heats the pan and the food that's directly in it. So that area around your cookware, right, stays cool to the touch. Plus induction elements shut down. So I didn't even turn this element off when I moved that pan away. It just automatically shut off as soon as I took the pan away, because the element itself will only turn on if there's a pot on it, okay? So the safety aspect of that is great. So it stays cool to the touch, plus the induction elements will shut down automatically from the cooktop. So that reduces the risk of accidentally leaving a pot going on the cooktop, which cannot be the case with the gas or electric. That element will stay going, okay?
We have a question.
Okay, great.
Great. We have a question from JK. Thanks for your question. What's the restriction on pots and pans when using an induction cooktop?
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a couple of different pan options here for you. So that is one of the myths about induction for sure, is that I need to buy all new pots and pans in order to use induction. But the reality is that you probably have a pan. Most pots and pans today are actually induction friendly and induction ready. So I'll just show you. So when you have an induction ready pan, so most pans today actually have like these logos on them that actually show you all the different cooking surfaces that it's rated for. So there's a little induction emblem. So this particular pot is rated for pretty much every type of cooking surface. So it says halogen, gas, electric, induction, and saran, okay? So look for those emblems, but maybe your pots don't have those emblems on it. Again, all you need to do is do a magnet test. If a magnet sticks to the pot, it's induction friendly. So that's all you need to do there. So just to show you an example, here's one that is not induction friendly, okay? So yeah, again, if the magnet sticks, it works, okay? And really induction friendly pans are so easy to find now as well. Let's give you that one. You know, even at your Winners or HomeSense, you can buy individual pans, or just check the ones that you have at home. So
yeah, great question.
Yeah, super great question. Oh, Meg's finally at a boil.
Yep, at a boil here.
Nice.
And we just got a great comment from Mary I just want to share. She said she's a mom of 3 and she's a small business owner. She's always so busy and she thinks that these products are amazing.
Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, you're definitely our consumer. You're definitely the type of consumer we have in mind about helping you be more efficient and thriving in your day. So
I have a couple more too.
Awesome.
Tim had a great question. If this also applies to stoves.
To the freestanding ranges?
Exactly.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. Yes.
So we want to show them? Or?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. We've got some other stuff.
So in addition to these cooktops.
Yeah, so we have a really wide variety of induction products available. We have lots of cooktop options. We have cooktop options in Frigidaire brand, Frigidaire Gallery brand, Frigidaire Professional brand, all in 30 and 36-inch options. So we have a really great collection there. And then we also have a really beautiful collection of freestanding induction products as well. So here we have a Frigidaire Gallery freestanding induction range with that rear control. And then we also have our Frigidaire Gallery front control range with induction as well. So really beautiful option. And both of these also have our signature air fry technology as well. So, which is really exciting.
Great question.
Awesome. Yeah, super great question. So while we wait for some other questions to come in, this is a really good spot to kind of lean in on the cleanability benefit now that Meg's came to a full boil. How much time was that, by the way?
It was a while.
It was a while. So this is a really good lead in for that cleanability benefit. To set us up, we're going to just do another little competition. So Meg's going to, we're both going to do this actually. We're both going to just make a mess on our cooktop with something like just to kind of simulate like a ketchup spill or something. So get Meg to just kind of squirt some ketchup around her element.
Sizzling.
And I'm gonna, mine's just heating up again real quick. So I'm just gonna kind of put that ketchup around the element, make a nice mess for us.
It's also splattering.
Yeah, Meg's is cooking up there really good. So I'll just throw that out real quick. Okay, so my pot is just heating up again. I'm just gonna turn that on to power. All right, so again, because induction heats the pan and the food in the area around the pan, that surface around the element stays cool to the touch, which allows you to clean up spills and splatters while you cook, right? So this is gonna come up to a boil here again, and you can see, so I'll just actually kind of show over here, I don't have any fear of touching the outside of this cooking element so close to this being at a fast power boil. It's warm to the touch, but it's definitely not like, a dangerous temperature. So literally, I can just wipe this mess up while I'm cooking. And then all I'll need to do after is just use maybe a little bit of cooktop cleaner or a nice, dish rag with a little bit of detergent to kind of clean that up. So
What about under the pot?
Under the pot, yeah. So again, once you remove the pot, because again, the pot's the cooking vessel, right? When it comes to induction. So this element is warm to the touch, but you can see I can touch it. I really wouldn't touch Meg's because it's still hot. Mine's going to cool down really quickly. So it just means I don't have to wait 30 minutes for this to cool down, to clean it. Whereas here, probably wouldn't be a great idea.
I can already see the ketchup that I put on here as cooked onto the surface. I can hear it sizzling. I think any one of us that have used an electric cooktop before know the pains of a smooth top and how difficult it can be to clean. And I think we all know later I'm going to have to be busting out some of this cooktop cleaner, some elbow grease, and probably a nice scrub sponge to be able to get this stain off.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a different story.
So another little demo I'll show you here too, just to show you that it is heating the pan, that the pan is the cooking vessel, not the element. You can see I've actually just placed a paper towel underneath this element, and I'm going to turn this element on and just let it start to boil.
I think any of us know if we tried doing this on an electric or a gas cooktop, there'd probably be a fire.
There would be guaranteed a fire. So this just shows you again that the pot becomes the cooking vessel, not the actual element or the glass surface itself. Again, look how fast it comes to a boil, just so fast.
Think about this benefit too, if you're cooking bacon or any type of a really messy food item, the splatter that would be coming off would just be captured right away from the paper towel.
Yeah, for sure. So those are like our top benefits around induction. So you could actually, I know that there are some consumers that do actually, if you are cooking bacon or anything that's super messy, they actually do this. They actually put like the paper towel on the cooktop and do the cooking. So then afterwards, literally all you need to do is take the paper towel and throw it in the garbage.
Perfect.
Awesome.
We have a few more questions too.
Awesome.
I think back to the cookware questions.
Yep.
We had questions around size.
Yep.
And does flatness matter? Like, can you use a wok?
Yes, really great question. Anytime you're using a glass surface top, whether it be induction or electric, the flatness of the pot is super important. So it should sit flat to the surface. So that's just indicative of a smooth top in general. So yes, it does need to be flat. A wok would really not be great on a glass cooktop just because of the bottom size of the pot. But all types of cookware can be used on a glass top, including cast iron, like all of that. Again, as long as the magnet sticks to it, it will work on induction. So That's great. Yeah.
And the other question was around size, so we can maybe speak to how it has auto sizing.
Yeah, so yeah, just back to the auto sizing for sure. So induction automatically detects the size of the pan. So maybe I'll just get you to show this again. Now with electric, I'll just actually maybe point this out. With electric, you have the pan size elements that are right on the cooktop surface. That is your guidance to show you what size of pot fits in what. So you really want to always match your pot to that size of an element, right? On an electric surface, you don't want to have a pot like this size on a little element because you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. So you always want to match it closely, and you really don't want to go more than say 1/2 inch over that recommended marker here. But you can see on induction, there's all sorts of pan size elements. And these again are just guides. But even if this pan is sort of partway through like this middle guidance and like the center guidance and the middle guidance, it will heat the entire basis of the pan. Because again, remember the magnetic element surface that's underneath there detects. It's that magnetic energy that detects. Awesome.
We had another great question around what sizes that the ranges come in.
Yeah, great question. So in the Frigidaire brand, so cooktops again come in 30 inch and 36 inch in a wide variety of brands. All of our Frigidaire brands, so Frigidaire Gallery, Frigidaire Professional. The Frigidaire Professional, so the Frigidaire and Frigidaire Gallery are like, they are a touch surface user interface. So it's a glass touch surface user interface, kind of like just using like your iPhone or whatever. You just kind of slide controls. The Frigidaire Professional is a knob style design. And then our freestanding ranges in Frigidaire and Frigidaire Gallery, in the freestanding ranges come in 30 inches. So a standard 30 inch cutout. Which also just leads me to another myth around induction cooking or installation of induction cooking, which is some consumers believe that you would need to have some type of upgrade done to your electrical components, providing different amperages. But most homes built after 1980 are already induction capable. So you essentially can just install these cooktops with your current hookups. So if you're replacing an electric range or cooktop, your current amperage should work with a Frigidaire induction appliance. So which requires either 30 amps, which is our cooktops, and then any of our freestanding product requires that standard 40 amp service, just like a regular freestanding range.
Great. I have another question from Susan. Does the cooktop make a noise when using?
There is. If you were on with us at the beginning when I was talking about how the electromagnetic energy creates the heat source, you will hear a vibration noise. So the noise you hear is the vibration that's created between the two magnets, essentially. So you will hear a noise.
It's like a buzzing, I would say. It's very quiet and it doesn't last very long.
Yeah, as soon as
only when it's starting up.
Yeah, only when it's starting up, and then once you start to get that roaring boil. So yeah, you'll hear it in the beginning, but again, it's really just that the vibration creating that noise.
Great question. John asked a question of what kind of venting would you need?
So venting isn't really a question I can answer here because venting is determined mostly through code and the type of product that you have. So I can't really answer that, but
it shouldn't be anything different than.
Yeah, exactly. But specific requirements, one of your TA experts, you could certainly just leave your email and they could certainly guide you a little bit further there if you need it. So again, remember, show us some love if you're loving this presentation. Give us some more questions. We would love that. So just while we're going here, so let's just review some of those benefits of induction. So again, it's more efficient, right? So it's more efficient because we're creating that energy between the element under the glass and the pot. So remember, the pot becomes the cooking vessel. So there's no wasted heat energy. It's amazingly fast. We saw that. that perfect temperature precision, being able to go from that rapid boil to the slow simmer, and then lending into that also is the auto pan sizing. So you really get perfect temperature precision by having the entire surface of the pot being heated by the element underneath, right? It's easy to clean. It's a safe cooktop surface. So if you have any little fingers at home, curious little fingers, you know, the cooktop itself does not turn on unless there's a pot on it. And it cools down faster, so you can touch it much quicker. That's also a really great safety feedback as well.
I think it would be warm to touch because obviously the pot was on it previously, but nothing like an electric cooktop where it would burn you if you touched it.
Yeah, awesome.
I have another question.
Awesome.
Wouldn't the hot pot in the demo we just showed,
Mm-hmm.
burn the paper towel?
No. Well,
Yeah.
No, we saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it's not an electric energy. It's not an electric energy. So the electric or gas energy is what would spark the fire or burn, right? But it's electric, it's magnetic energy. So that isn't something that sparks a flame or burn, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I know we are a little bit short on time. So while a few more questions are coming in, just if you have any additional questions outside of this, or if you want to receive a special offer on any of our induction products, just leave your email here and one of our experts from TA will reach out to you on that. So looks like we have another question.
Nope.
No? Awesome. All right, so we are up on time, but we will.
Covered all that. I'm just going to review quickly.
Awesome.
Someone also did ask a question about a good fan for suction steam from kitchen. But again, I think that's the same ventilation question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think somebody from TA might be able to help you a little bit more specifically around that for sure.
Susan said, I've heard that if you spill water on the burner when cooking, you lose the connection and have to turn off the burner and start again.
That is not true. Just plain and simple, that is not true.
Richard asked a question too of how quickly does the pot cool down?
How quickly does the pot cool down? Well, the pot's gonna have some residual heat for sure. So this is warm to the touch. But yeah, it's kind of the same as the cooktop surface and the pot. As soon as you turn that power source off,
it would be very hot. The pot would be hot.
Yeah, the pot would be hot, but it will cool down much faster than being able to handle this pot for sure.
Yeah, great questions.
Awesome. All right, so thanks for sharing some time with us to learn a little bit about induction. Hopefully, or maybe we answered a few questions that you've needed answered because you're excited about induction or thinking about trying induction. Frigidaire, again, we have one of the widest collections of induction products available in the marketplace, offerings in all our brands, not just Frigidaire and Frigidaire Gallery and Frigidaire Professional, but if you're also familiar with our premium kitchen brand, Electrolux, we also have some really incredible offerings of induction in our Electrolux brand as well. So with that said, again, thanks so much for joining us today, you guys. Again, show us some love up in the top of your screen if you love this presentation. Thanks so much for all your great questions and interaction. And hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
See ya.